The 99 Window House is a historic building renowned for its unique architectural design, located in number 19 Village, East Coast, Berbice. The house is famous for its impressive number of windows, which is reflected in its name. Constructed in the 19th century, this colonial-era building served as an example of the grand homes built by British plantation owners during the era of sugarcane production, significantly by the Hickins family of Berbice. Currently, the house is owned by the Fraser family. On Friday, August 22nd, 2025, the house was officially opened with guide tours conducted by the newly licensed tour operator, Luthen Ventura. The launch was organized by the Guyana Tourism Authority. Maria Fraser, the granddaughter of David Fraser and managing director of Luthen Ventura, remarked that the house is not just a building, it's a living symbol of our history and creativity.
So my goal here is not just only to restore the house, but to also bring the farm back alive. You know, it's not a matter of reliving history or so on, but it's also creating job opportunity for many of the Berbicians in particular. But I want to extend not just Berbician, but to Guyana as a whole, because of course, as Brandy did mention, that our agenda is growing in tourism as well as the agro component of it. So let me just rewind a little bit back. So I was 9 years old when I last lived in that house. I grew up there, learned to ride bicycle, I skated down the step, had a lot of interesting horror stories. But most of the time his granddad would dress up and, you know, start to scare you, and probably that's how the rumor started. But of course, we have like watchmen and workers that used to be before they would talk about the headless horseman or the Swedish white lady or something. I don't know if there's too much of the drunk Jews, right? Yeah, there's always a way. Yeah. But Granddad loved adding to the fuel, you know. I know he has some of his friends here, well, we used to family friends, they would say that when you're under the shed, before it wasn't like this, a little bit longer, like a little, what do we call it, the jam rock. We call it the jam rock because that's where you could come and party, you drink your Linksy Doodle, your Jumbie Juice, and so on. Yeah, and then when you drink the Jumbie Juice, that's when you start seeing.
Maria emphasized that there will be courses available, but in addition to that, she aims to restore the historic building and add an Airbnb. She further stated that the project will also involve the launch of 2 products.
Besides doing the night of the tours and so on that we're going to offer, we want to actually bring back the house alive and to do the Airbnb. So with that, I have the NGO, which you would probably see the girls and guys in the low team area, and they will talk about more on the restoration and how we're going to contribute about that. But besides that, today I know it's more about launching the product that we have here. And I'll go into the details of that. So we do have 2 products that we're launching, which is the Agro Store and the Heritage Store. Now, the Heritage Store is basically a tour, which includes the luncheon. It's a cost of $6,000 per person. And Guyana dollars, of course. We have the children, there is a certain discount. And of course, we also want to cater for the senior citizens and, you know, the little disabled people and so on, especially. So we have the price range which will be reduced to that. When you get here, you come meet with our tour guide, you have Travis here. Roger's not well, but he's also there, and Andy as well. They will take you on a little tour of the house, tell you the stories. You have lunch, and you come back and you have your hammock, sit fresh air, and talk about the stories of the house and so on. The second component, which is the agriculture part, which we plan on starting at like about 1:32 when the place is a bit cooler, you know, going into the afternoon. This is where you will have the opportunity now to go into either the rice cultivation or the sugar cultivation. Learn the techniques of farming. You might get an opportunity to drive a tractor, sit on a trailer, show some paddy. I know Siobhan the other day was, you know, teaching how to throw the paddies, you know. So you have that type of experience based on, you know, whichever process they're in cultivating. After that, you'll have an opportunity to fish, traditional way of fishing, not feel into the hassles or stuff like that, right? Because Randy, Lake, did mention that we have some pet fibers, but you know, your little bamboo rod, and you cut your slippers, and you bait your little dig your bait and so on. So you catch your fish, then you go over to the fish ponds now, where we have the crabs. We got chorizo down there, which is a nice juicy red crabs. You get an opportunity to catch the crab, again, traditional ways, but not with the hands, but a little bit more modern style. After that, you come back now with your group, and I think it's more like a team building, I would say. You basically cook what you catch. Yeah, so you got the fireside over there, you got the grill, so you catch a bird or you catch an alligator, you got the opportunity, I mean, kind of, you have the opportunity to do that, right? So the cost of that, the cost of that is 14,000, but if you do it together with both packages, you have a reduced cost for that. So you have the entire day to spend. But I don't want to limit that opportunity to the tour, because a lot of people, I've heard your comments and seen your feedback. I know people have asked me if they can come with their family just to, spend the day, they cook and so on, with no tours attached to stuff. So we are still in the process of developing that way you could just come and, relax and chill.
The new tour provides visitors with an opportunity to step back in time and discover the story behind the 99 Window House while connecting with the heritage farms surrounding it. Guests are encouraged to book directly online at www.99windowhouse.com or by calling 592-717-9691. Reporting for the LRTVS NewsWatch, I am Lavina True.